Hi everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to kick off Unit 6 with a conversation about how organisms are organized or put together. This is true for all organisms, whether it be plants, animals, reptiles, big fish, human beings, everything. So as you learn about how these organisms are put together, keep in mind that all living things are made of cells and that all living things are organized in this way. And in fact, this is the organization plan for what we call biological organization. So in this unit, we're going to be learning about the first 5 levels of biological organization, and we're going to go through those now and just talk about how that's broken down and what that means. So if we look at the levels of organization in biology, we can see there are 5 that we're really focusing on here in 7th. They are first the cell. Second, cells come together to make tissues. Tissues work together as specialized cells to make up organs, and then different organs work together to make up organ systems, and then organ systems work together to make up a whole organism. And you can kind of see that in this picture, right? We have a cell. That cell becomes specialized and works with other specialized cells to make up tissues. These tissues form a fabric, and that fabric is woven together to make up different organs with different other tissues. And then that organ has a specific job, and it works to do its job. And it works with other organs in organ systems to make a whole system go, like the digestive system or the circulatory system. And different systems work together to make up organisms like this rat. And so that would just be a good example of biological organization at work. So let's look at this first level. The first level of biological organization is the cellular level. We've talked a lot about that. We have plant cells, which can be complex cells, right? And they exist in multicellular organisms. They have chloroplasts and cell walls, and they exist in plants. We have bacterial cells. Bacterial cells are generally simple cells. They generally belong to single-celled organisms, and they just kind of work alone. And then we have animal cells, which are also complex cells and exist in multicellular organisms. No chloroplasts, no cell walls, and you'll find these in humans, dogs, cats, reptiles, fish, whatever. Okay, that's our first level. Inside of cells, we have these organelles. We talked about that in Unit 5. Organelles have a specific job in the cell or fulfill a specific function, and in the cell they do that function. Like mitochondria makes energy, the nucleus is the brain of the cell and it's the command center, and so on. If we go to our second level of biological organization, we find tissues. We have specialized cells, cells with really specific jobs. And these specialized cells work together with other specialized cells to weave a fabric called tissue. We have different types of tissue. There are 4 that we're really going to focus on. There's connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. And these tissues do different jobs inside of animals, for instance. These cells that are specialized work together in these tissues to perform those specific jobs in the organism. And as they perform those jobs, they get things done. And we'll talk more about tissues as we go on. You just need to know that right now, for this purpose of this lecture, the second level of organization is specialized cells coming together to make tissues. The third level of organization is the organ. Right? So all these different tissues will come together. Sometimes it's like 5 or 6 types of tissue. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 types of tissue. But these different types of tissue come together to make up organs. And we have lots of different organs in our body. We know that organs are things that have a specific job in the body. And organs do things like your stomach holds food and breaks it down. Your intestines process the food and absorb nutrients and package it up to be disposed of as waste. So the different organs, like your lungs breathe, your heart pumps blood, right? It takes a lot of tissues to make up these organs, and these organs are that third level of organization. So we have cells working together to make up tissues, tissues working together to make up organs, and that's where we're at, that third level of organization. So just different tissues working together to make up an organ, and that organ performs specific jobs in the body. Our next level, our fourth level of organization, right, is going to be the organ system. So what you end up with is you end up with a group of organs that work together to perform a specific task, right? So we know that each organ has its own specific job, but when those organs work together, they perform a bigger task or function for the body. So if we look at some examples of systems we have the skeletal system, which is all of your bones together, and it provides structure and protects the internal organs. We have the respiratory system. Its job is to take in oxygen and give off, release waste gases, right? The digestive system, which breaks down food and absorbs nutrients. It takes a lot of organs to perform these functions. It work together in that fourth level of biological organization to perform different jobs in the whole body as systems. So again, what are our levels so far? We have cells. Specialized cells work together to make up tissues. These different tissues work together to make up specialized organs with specific jobs, and different organs get together to make up organ systems. And that's our fourth level of organization, right? So what do we do when we put the systems together? Well, we get our fifth level of organization. We have a whole organism. So we put a bunch of different systems together: respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system, muscular system, whatever. There's a bunch of them. But we put those systems together and we get a whole organism. And an organism is just something that has all the characteristics of life, right? So the characteristics of life include movement, growth, development, reproduction, the use of energy, cellular structure and chemical makeup, and then just response to stimuli. So all these different systems work together to make up that organism, and that creates a whole thing. So those are our 5 levels of organization. And just to review them really quickly, we know that cells and organelles work together to help function the organism at the most base level. And then specialized cells, or cells with special jobs, will form together with different specialized cells to make up a fabric called tissues. And these tissues will form together with other specialized tissues to make up organs. And then those organs have a special job that they do, and they work together with other organs to make up organ systems. And different systems work together to make up a whole organism. And that's how that works. Make sure you use this video and the slides included on Canvas to complete the worksheet linked, and go ahead and get that turned in. Thanks a lot, and we're going to have a great unit about biological organization. Have a good one.